All right. See what we have here. With the music going in the background. We're just gonna do. That. All right, let's see what we can come up with here. Right there. I don't know what size to make it, but I don't really know what the good size to make this is. We're just gonna make these very simple things right now anyways. Let's make this make it blue. Can we do shapes in here? Or is it just this? Too big. It's too big. How do we erase that? Where's the eraser at? Eraser. Color remove tool? Oh, well, that undoes the whole thing. Thought there would be a better way of doing that, but that's fine. Whatever. It's cool too. Go. The problem with that is I don't think it's centered. Let's see how big this is. You. Five. 6, 7, 8, and it's 8.5. Of course it's 8.5. Can I change this brush size? Up here. Okay, 15. Can change it. So, what do I want that to be? 16 instead of 15? I'm gonna make it that big of a difference, is it? 1. Yeah, that makes it right. That's 8. Yep. Okay. So 8 wide. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, it's 4. So we're gonna go 2 and 2. I guess. 2 and do it here. Isn't that weird? And there should be 1, 2 over here. Yeah, okay. Granted, that's probably too big as well. I probably want it. I don't know what I'm doing here. Make something that resembles a person. Just to what's the grid size on this? 16 by 16. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Leave that grid on. That makes it a lot easier to do this. Let's just do that. Making a making something, some sort of shape that resembles a person. Of some. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do. Oh, you're not gonna be able to tell this. That's we need a gap in between his legs. Unless we do different colors. Okay, we can do that. Why don't we do that? For the heck of it. We're gonna do this orange. We're gonna do that blue, and then let's do his legs something else. Or vice versa. Maybe we should do his legs blue. I'm not gonna be able to tell. There should be like a slight gap in his legs. How do we do this? Do this, and then let's leave ever so slight offset. That doesn't really look like legs, does it? That's okay. Whatever. And then we're gonna do arms. We might have to change the colors. That's the general shape that we're going for. We just gotta figure out probably color scheme to make it a little more noticeable. So let's do, nope, that's too bright. New reddish orange arms. Now let's figure out color should make his shirt something different. If we want it blue, we could go a different shade of blue. Go a different shade of blue. Good enough. That makes it, you know, look generally the shape of the human. And that's all we're going for. Actually, you know, how is that gonna, honestly, we need a side view of him, don't we? What's a side view of a human look like? Just a flat line and arms out. We can always replace it. That for now, and then we're gonna also create. That's for the player. let's create a sprite for we're gonna make it same size, 128, 128. And we're gonna turn the grid on. We want to make this, actually, you know what? To make it easy, we're gonna duplicate that other one. And we're just gonna change, nope, that's not what I want to do. 8. We're gonna duplicate player. And we're just gonna call this gonna be monster 1. And there'll probably be more than one different one. Yeah, so that's why I put monster 1. So let's just do this, and we're just gonna change the colors for now. So let's make it where's my size? Need to make this thing. Okay, put it on. And let's paint this green like a zombie type of monster thing. Just go green all the way. Wait, is that nothing? Oh, I'm already on the dark green? Okay. Let's go bright green then. Why not? Then we're gonna dark green on for his main body. And then let's do like and might change this color a bit for later, but this is just, we're just playing around here. All right, good enough. All right, so that's that. Actually, that gray just blends in, doesn't it? I mean, really blend in. Let's change that to something else. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to do this. Then let's make some objects. It's gonna be object player. Gonna have player sprite. Then we're gonna have a new object. The object monster. 1 for now. Okay. Let's create our room. Yeah, let's make it dark, I guess. Let's Let's make another sprite. We're just gonna call it box, because what I'm gonna do with this is I'm just gonna make a box, like a crate. Maybe I should call it crate. It's fine. We'll rename it. What I want is I want brown that is not orange. Excuse me. Yeah, like that. There we go. Okay. We're just gonna make a career box. Great, essentially. I just want something to put in the world. Make it. Okay. Actually, what? Since this is already square, let's just do that. All right, so let's make this great instead of box. All right, so then I'm going to create a new object for that. Honestly, I don't know that I need an object because it's not going to be. Maybe I do. I probably do because I need collision action. Unless I can do that in the player. Actually, we probably don't care about collision. Let's not worry about it now. That's not. Delete and duplicate look very similar to each other. Menu. We won't worry about it. Okay, so room. We're just gonna. We need a new layer here. Instances, background. Create a new. An asset layer. Just gonna. You know what I'm gonna do on this? I'm gonna make a. I'm just gonna make a border on it just so I can tell, so you can tell better, like when multiple are stacked on top of each other. I think that's what we'll do. Let's do that. I just want a little bit darker value. And I'm just gonna put a border around. I think it only needs to be minimal. I don't think it needs to be wider than that, but we can always make it wider if we need to. Unknown. Maybe it would be, oops. It might be better to have wider, depending on how this shows up. I don't know how it's gonna render with how big or small the object actually comes in the world. Let's see what that looks like. Did I even do anything? Can't even tell. I mean, it's there, but okay. Maybe we should make it thicker then. Make it thicker and see what it looks like. I'm just gonna do it on the top and save it. And you can tell. That's good. When they're stacked together like that, you can tell. So let's make it that wide. That's 1, 2, 3, 3 in. That's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. That way. Really hard to hold your cursor straight without it moving. Probably could make the brush wider and make it easier, but where's the fun in that? The update? Is that an update? Yes. Tell now. Alright. Alright, so why is that not snapping? I guess it's why is it snapping below the I guess because the half marker there? Starts at the top. Not annoying at all, is it? What is the grid size at? It's at 50. Let's see. What should it be at? It should be at 40, I think. Yeah, that's about, I mean, any even number, not odd. You're still. Should. That's 1080, 1080 dot. I bet 40 is not even. Be 20 or whatever, it's too small though, right? That would. What would that do? That's changing the alpha, not the. That's changing the alpha, not the size this whole time. Dual. There you go. Or 30 by 30. There you go. All right. But then that makes this. See, this is the hardest part in my mind, is trying to figure out art size versus your background size and all that. Because this is 1080p, so this should be 120 or 1080 by. Also, oh wait, there's another issue here. Oh no, it's in the top left. Top left, yeah, that's how I want it to be. Top left should be the origin. So y is, there we go, yeah, okay, 0, 0. I was looking at the other cursor. So that's 0, 0, yeah. So bringing it down here, that's 1080. But it's 1080. And this is 128, so that's not going to divide into there evenly. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to come up with, right? So 1080 divided by 128 is some sort of decimal that doesn't fit in. So PC4 doesn't know how to do that. You would have to do like 120, which would divide evenly in it. Which we could do, right? We could change this to 120. I don't know if that's the proper way of doing it. And then you would change your grid size here to be like, what would that be? 12 something? Math is hard. Be 9, 8. Wait, that's changing the wrong one. I mean, wrong one that I was looking at in my eyes. So you could do 10 by 10 to divide evenly. By 12. Let's this side. 12. Well, I could do 14 by 14. Should be the closest. 14 by 14, or wait, 16 by 16 should snap to it, right? Why 16 by 16? Not 14 by 14 does, or it does not. It doesn't fit evenly up and down. Got a half. So there's 18 by 18. No, yeah, like 20 by 20. That's so then now you can see that it snaps evenly. Fine. We could have probably, I mean, if we really wanted to, we could have adjusted maybe the grid, but either way, it wouldn't have fit evenly because it was odd numbers and which didn't match the ratio. And we'll probably have the same issue with the characters since they're 128 as well, but cross that bridge when we get there. So let's make some crates here. And we're gonna create here. Whoa. Here, design wise, but make some smaller ones. No. Put on top of here and unique size of it. Or we can make it yeah, that's fine. Okay, so thought it was gonna be. That's fine. And yeah, so we have the same snapping issue. That's fine. We'll just not snap the grid and we'll just position it. Else. Right, and then wait. We want the object. We're gonna put this off the screen because we're gonna bring them in. Green. Right, so the let's look at these up. Look at the player. Look at its events. We do need to create, let's create a new sprite real quick for, I don't know what size it needs to be, but we're going to create a sprite for the bullet of sort. And we're just going to make it, for now, we're just going to make it white. Or off-white, slightly. And then we're going to need an object for that to be able to control it, I believe. Sure, that's how we should do it. Yeah, I'm going off of memory here. I may have to look up the old tutorials with this because I don't remember exactly all the details of how I did it. It's been a little bit of these. I can pull those up in the background real quick if I can find it. Where is the tutorial that I want? This one, I think. Yeah, so we want create those. We create objects. We're also going to create a, that's what I was going to do next. We're going to create an object called game, and that's going to be basically our majority of our just general game logic that is not necessarily tied to an actual object instance or anything like that. That's like any sort of actual just game logic in general. Changing rooms, updating UI, or things like that. We're gonna do, we have the room. Let's trying to rename this to RM for room underscore I don't know, main. You can always rename it. I just wanted something other than just room 1. That way later on if we want more rooms. Okay, so in the room, we have these on instances. Yeah, we have these on assets. Yeah, so now, let's
Mr. Carter was shot in the backyard of his house on the night of August 2nd. The murderer used English shot him to bring his victim to the earth. The sound of the gunshot
add an event.
top speed, and the killer left the trail behind over a fence across a garden. And yet he disappeared as completely as if the earth itself had swallowed him whole.
we're going to, let's see, we want to do, let's do, um, we're gonna do visual. So we're gonna do this, if key down A, and then we're also gonna do if key down B. So we're just gonna do back and forth. There's not gonna be any jumping or anything like that, but you will be able to move back and forth, I think. I think that's, we can always remove this if we want to, but and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add, I think we're gonna, let's see. Okay. Let's put this in this. So if it's down, I wonder if motion is not the right thing. I wonder if we want to, wonder if we should update the position, or I don't know what it is in here. Set instance rotation, set animation speed of the instance. Okay, that's this. That's animation speed. Oh, movement. Here we go. Direction. Horizontal. A should be negative. Negative. I don't know. This. And then let's copy this over to here. A. Paste it. If this is down. Oh, this is A. Okay. Yep. A is going that way. B is going +5. Alright, let's see if that does what I expect it to do. Let's open that up. Just gonna see if it's gonna show on screen on stream or not. Whoa, it does not show on stream. But let me create a new window capture. I'll put this one over here. I'm just gonna make it small for now. So will it come up when it? I want to see what the stream actually does. If it shows it when it comes up and disappears, or if it's yeah. So here's what it looks like, and it goes really fast. So let's not do 5. Let's do like 1. We'll make this a variable eventually. That way they're both matching. Make it smaller increments. Yeah. So what we want to do. Why does that not come back though? If key down. It should come back eventually though. Why is it not coming back? So if I just hit it once, it should do that. But when I hit B, it should add to it. Oh wait, what is this? Hash directory. What the heck? What happened there? Something's happening here. Game Maker, you're drunk? What's happening? Why are you frozen? Let's try that again. So this should fix that. It was not registering the right key. There we go. So now I can move this. I just need to, on key up, I need to reset it because I can just float along like this. Wee, 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 wee. Look at me, I'm flying. Skirt, skirt. That's how easy it is to make things render and move in Game Maker, which is why I love it. Or at least getting up and running, it's super fast. For me at least. Alright, so What we want is if it's down, then set. We don't want it relative. We just want to set it. Yeah, because we don't want to. We don't want it to keep adding. And then this one, set to -1 if it's down. And then else we're gonna set speed. Where's the else? That, and then we want to do the same thing here. The else, copy, paste, set this to 0. So if it's not held down, set it to 0. So that will give me this, and it won't add up, it won't compound onto each other, so it's relative. So, well, I'm supposed to set it to 0 and let go. Not doing that. Set to 0. Set to 0. If it's down. Maybe you keep pressed instead. If key down should be checking if it's down. But when does this fire? Is what I want to know, essentially. Is there a there is a tutorial for let's do this first. We're going to do a create event. We're going to assign a variable. And we're going to call this move speed, essentially. And we're going to call it 1. For right now, we're going to call it 1. Or set it to 1. Then we're going to over here, we're going to do move speed. This will be negative move speed. Yeah, and then this will be that at least creates that as a variable, but I don't know why it's not setting it back to 0. It's something to do with the event that we So, thanks for following Rogue. You're awesome. I need to change the event for that. It still does the slide. Alright. Just gonna slowly creep across the screen like that. I could do it in the step event, but I thought there was a better way to do it. And this probably has to do with one of the other events. So this key press is going to get triggered immediately on press, but then is no longer going to. So we could just put it in the step event, I guess. So if we put it in here for now, maybe there's a better way to do it. We'll come back to it. So in here, if key down A or D. And so then we can delete these. That should solve that problem because it's only going to check if it's, every step, it's going to check if it's down and reset it if it's not. Yeah, A is not working though. D is working. What did I mess up? Did I copy it twice? If key down A. Can I do negative move speed like that? Do I have to see it? Or let's try that. I don't know what the requirements there for the variable. No. Because if I to prove that it's a variable, we'll hard code it, and I bet it'll work. It's something with using negatives with the variable, it's not parsing it. Oh, it still doesn't work. How about that? My theory is busted. Okay, why is it not working? If key down or if key down. D works. Or D. Why would D work and A not work? Please tell me that. This is not inside of this, right? No. Wait, what? You don't do that. Oh, we could just do that, I guess. We could do an if either one of these. Or else just set it. That works, I guess. That makes it simpler. I don't know if that solves the issue though. It should be able to choose. My expectations were those if statements were separate from each other. Yeah, A still doesn't work. Hello? What am I missing? Probably something obvious that I'm missing here. If A is down, set horizontal speed to -1. Yeah, it should go negative, which is to the left. Because move speed is 1. So what happens if... Can I disable this? I can. What happens if I disable D? A still won't work though, I think. It was first anyways. Wait, that's not gonna... When is it? Let's see. That fixes it. That works. Was it just like glitch or something? With the key down? The copy paste. Letters. D. Move D. Yeah, see, as soon as I set that, A stopped working. Why? Good. Is it somehow this is nested, I think. I think is what's happening. I don't want this to be nested. I don't want it to be like, if this is down, then do this. Which, it shouldn't be the case because that would be here. If this is down, then do that. This should be both. So, hold on, let's do a debug. Key down, right. And then let's do that and put it here. And this is the A key down. Then, come on, what is this game maker doing? You're really laggy right now. And then we'll do now key down, resetting speed. All right, that should show up in our debug. Down here. No key down. Resetting speed. A key down. A works now. B key down. Key down, no. No key down. It's doing both. Oh, wait. Else. Else should be... Is that how it was? If this is down, if this is down. If none of these are down, then it should reset. I don't know if that's what it was. Out of order. It seems like the else is hitting... Yeah, it's resetting it. It's resetting it when D's down. I guess we need to do the... Is there a, key, like... Key pressed, if key down. Released. We're gonna have to do the release as well and reset. Yeah. Either that or we set the speed. That's gonna also do it though, right? Isn't that also gonna do the same thing? It's gonna reset it every frame. But it should reset it before it sets it. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Worst case, we'll just do... There we go. That works. It resets it first before the other ones run. Okay. Alright, so we got that movement. Get rid of the debugs here. Can we do move speed here? Does that negative move speed work? See if that works. Yeah, that works. Okay. Works like that. Right. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, want to make it where I can shoot some things. I also want to make it where you can only go a certain distance, I think. Oh no, what did I just close? Close the wrong window. What's I think I want to make a missing something here. This went away. Dock that over there. There we go. All right. Why is it doubled? I don't need two. Okay, maybe it was here. It was down there. Maybe I just minimized it. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna make a new object. It's gonna be a empty and this is gonna be call it wall or barrier. We'll just call it wall now. And I'm gonna make it where I want that to have a sprite. Well, I want, let's see. Can I make it bigger even though it's a invisible object? Yeah. Doesn't actually need to be that big. They can collide with it even when it's small. I'm just gonna make it like that. And so I think I want the limit to be like here. So on this, oops, this object, not on that object. We're gonna turn on. Something to do. This on collision of wall, we're gonna stop. We're gonna set the move speed. Set. Oh, is it this? Just this? Set this to 0. Yeah. So it shouldn't be able to go past that wall. Let's see. We probably also need to put it on the other side as well so he doesn't go off the map. So I can keep going and go past this, but as soon as I hit that object... okay, that did not work. Guess I'm pretty sure I put it over here somewhere. Is that because this doesn't have a... It does have a collision. I think that's right. Oops, why did I close that? If it... That... Oh, this needs to be... The self. That should be this. Set the horizontal speed to 0. I'm sorry. Is it resetting it? Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back for a minute. Okay. Let's see if we can continue. What were we doing? Setting this. I think probably because it's resetting it. Not even colliding with it. Over here, right? Where did I put it at? Yeah, it's right after the box. So, does it have to have... Shouldn't have to have... Let me double check real quick. I don't think you have to do anything special for the collider. But I wonder if it has to have a sprite for the collision to work. I don't know if that... Because there's no sprite on here. It's same as sprite. All right, so... All right, so... I wonder what I should do. Well, we can update that. For now, let's put... No, that on it. I know it's gonna look terrible, but I want to see if that affects the collision. It should stop before the box now when it hits that. But it does send a debug message, so it is colliding. But it isn't resetting. It's not stopping it because It's because it's setting it directly here. So what we need to do is we need to set move speed to nothing. So essentially we need to set the variable here instead of like setting it directly. So like this, we need to set like player speed to move speed. And then that. And then in create, we'll set this to player speed and we'll set it to 0 by default. And then that way, we would have one event to set it. And then, yeah, so then we set speed outside of here. You just set horizontal speed to player speed. You set it to player speed, and then over here, you would set the variable instead of setting the speed, you would set player speed 0 instead of setting the speed. That. So then, well, it's gonna update it here though, anyways. How do you do that? How do you do that? Oh. That's gonna do the same thing, because it's just gonna set the keys down. If the key's down, it's gonna update it. So you'll have to do another test. If key down and if, not quieting. Can you do any? You can lock it in here, but like any object at place. Not any object. Well, yeah, object. Is this 0, 0 like where it's at? Not any object in place. It works because it stops the, but it keeps updating it. So if you don't want to end the key down, if any object in place I think that's right. Now we still have the floating again. Why do we have the floating again? This should reset it. But this is not. This is resetting it. I guess we have to reset it every time. Because we need to reset. This doesn't really help us by having a player speed, to be honest. It might as well just be this. I don't know if there is any necessarily a reason why I would just do that. Then at least I don't get the skirting. And I still get the stop. That for once it hits, I need to check. I only want to check if it's in the direction I'm going because now I'm stuck. I can't even go back. So I need a way of checking, like, in the direction I'm moving, is it next? So is that check if one or more instances intersect a point. Check if one or more instances intersect a shape. If object at place, any object at place. We can use the same one, but instead of doing relative, I mean, yeah, it's relative actually. Relative to this player, and I want to check it in the X. And I want to check it X. Move speed, which is that gonna work? The X of this plus the move speed. I think that will work, but my brain may also be confused. Let's see. That works here. I'm going here, it'll stop. But it still won't let me go back. We need to debug that. What's the value of that? What's the player? X? If there's an object we have to put that there. If object, you can leave that relative. If there's a object at object player X plus move speed. So that should be where we're going. Like X plus 1. We need that to show up all the time. I want that debug message to every button frame. So 1679, 33, 615, 15, 2. Copy this. Object detected at I guess I have to plus that in, like a concatenation of a string. I don't think it will. But it should detect it. Oh. How do I concatenate? How do I use? Can I use variables in the string? And I just do that and no plus. I don't know how to concatenate or use variables inside of a string in GameMaker. Oh wait, what does this say? Okay, let's just do this the easy route. Right. There's no objects detected yet. Show you close and it should detect it right there. 87. It's detected. But why still detected? But why if the object this should be player X. I wonder if we should probably put a buffer here. Use this collision buffer. And we're gonna make it like 5. And then so over here, if it's detected not move speed, but well, oh, actually, hold on, wait. I just realized that doesn't get changed anymore, the move speed. So it's not negative or positive. I put it here. So see, this is an advantage of setting it. The move speed is just the total speed, and then the other thing is the actual like value of what it's currently moving, which would give you a positive negative. So if we leave that and we call that like player player move, or player speed. I'm gonna call that. We can call it again. So player nope, variable player speed is equal to move speed. Wait, we can just set that up here, right? Can we not just do that here? Player speed is equal to move speed. And then we should be able to set that. Then you basically set it to player speed. Both of these. No, we can't do that because we have to. This is what determines. Undo here. So it still needs to set the speed to 0. Still needs to set this. There's probably a better way of doing all this, but just getting stuff to work. Why can't you just set the speed? Yeah, just set it outside of this. I think that'll work still. Down there. Not, it would reset it. Or you could do it else. I don't know if you need it else. Try this again. See how what we messed up? Now deed isn't working anymore. Just set it to 0 by default. This key is down. Sets it here. Else. Step, it should check. Is it down? That's it. Then it should set it down here. Why would it not do that? Is it doing it too fast or something? Does there need to be an else on each one? Why does D not work? Because it sets it here. If this is not down, then it sets it 0. Which I don't want. Right? I wanted if the key up. The other way of doing this is just creating separate events. Right, so if key down, which we could do, letters, I guess we could do that, key, everything key down and key pressed. Game maker, key down, versus key pressed. I want to know if one of them runs every. So if you do add key down, A and D. B. That. Right, we don't even need to check if the key's down, right? Because it's down. Oops. Do that. It's already looking at that. So player speed that. And then copy that over to this. That's A, so it's negative move speed. So in theory, there's that. And then we could, right, like that. This is all theory here. If key down. Let's see. What does that result in? So it's set to 0 automatically. But if the key's down, and then you would do on key up. On W. Okay. Well, with that trigger, you don't have a I don't know what you would have on. So this, then you would just assign it to 0. So then you wouldn't have to do this, I don't think. I don't think. See what that results in. I don't know if they're saying key down and key press, but so that's because we're just assigning it. And then what would we do on the step? Just set it. Need. But then that's gonna so it's assigning the player speed to 0, but it doesn't stop it. So we could just do add collision wall. But we have to know. I don't think we can do it like this because this event is gonna fire once it collides, and it's always gonna collide. I think once it's there, it's colliding. So I had to be able to check if it's going to collide, not if it is colliding. I think it's where it stops at. If this, then and I guess instead of setting let's try that. But only if it's going to collide in that way. There we go. That's how you do it. Got it. Alright. Well, that was harder than what I thought it was going to be, but a bit of exploration. There you go. I don't know if it's best to have these all separate or not. It makes most sense to me like that instead of cluttering the step event. We don't need this anymore. Yeah. Maybe I'll refine that later, but this is what's going to work for me now. If it gets more complicated, we can put it in the step event. Didn't end up needing this, so we can get rid of that. Alright. Alright, let's get the shooting stuff going. Be right back for just a minute. We a snack.
Chance to say sorry. You don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door and it's stuck closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. But what you're waiting for, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you give yourself another chance, then I'll do the same. 'Cause we've got these broken pieces that we need to erase. If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If I never get a chance, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. You don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. You don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. You don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. You don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me.
All right. Let's see. A snack now. What were we doing? I was gonna figure out the shooting. So let's go back to this. Let's remove this. I want to make sure it still works. Without a sprite attached to it. I think it will. I don't think that matters. But I don't know for sure. Oh. I guess it does. How can we... We can set it to still be invisible or not have a sprite attached to it, but use another sprite as the collision. Then now it doesn't even want to let me. Why does it not even let you move at all? Huh? Let me put this on stream real quick. I don't have So I'm looking at invisible, I can type right, invisible objects, collision, oops. Normally, I guess the collision doesn't work on it. So what I could do is I could create maybe an empty sprite. Let's try that, I guess. So if we go up here and we can create a sprite and we can call SPR invis slide, and we can just make it invisible, like no actual thing on, and then we can do same with sprite here, and then we can set the sprite to that one, and we can try that. It's 64 by 64. I don't know what size. That's fine. It should. What is this? Why is Windows asking me to register something? All right. So if that, it puts a 64 by 64 sprite on it, which is invisible. It should still have a move, but it's probably gonna stop right there. Yeah, okay, cool. So I can move here. I can't move back here. I don't know what I don't know yet, and we'll have to check on this is whether I want bullets to interact with the boxes. Right now they're background objects, so it just adds assets. So they're not actual objects in the game, so they don't have any collider on them. So going behind this box doesn't necessarily help you from a hiding or defense standpoint. That's fine. Because there's no way for you to even do that now. Honestly, there may or may not have been any reason for us to move. We're not just an arcade shooter, but nah, whatever. We can decide to remove that later. If we don't want it to move, we can just leave them here. So let's fix that problem. We got the movement blocking problem fixed, if we will choose to use that. Now let's why is it farther? And or not working now? Why did moving that? Like here. Let's set this sprite to have a. Let's make this a background real quick so we can see. I want it. We could even make it a box if you really wanted to. This should make it where it's invisible again. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I don't know what was up with it before. Okay. So, I don't know if we want it invisible or not. We can make that decision later. I don't even know if we're going to keep movement. So. Let's look at go back. Where we're gonna go step event. We're gonna do if it's pressed, then we're gonna create instance, and this is gonna be object bullet. It's gonna be relative to the player. You're gonna create on instances. Yeah, and then we're gonna have to make it move. So if the mouse button is pressed, then it'll play. I don't know if we're gonna have it where you hold down C. That should create it. Now I have to make it move. So to make it move, we're gonna do it on the bullet object. And create event. And on create event, assign a variable called speed. This is move speed. We'll name it the. I don't think that will matter. I think they're local to this. I don't think that will overlap. I don't know. I think these are local. Hope so. So we're gonna set it to, I don't know, 10. Oh, I forgot this. You can add multiple variables. I didn't do that on this one. Yeah. Instead of doing a separate thing. Alright, that's what this does. And then so there's that, and then I want to make another one called direction. This is going to be the object. We're going to do player dot image angle, which is where it's facing. I think that one is. So that should be that. Just set the I think we assign speed, that's the built-in variable, right? Yeah, so I think if we do that, it'll automatically, and then set direction. Technically, I want to direction is. Well, we'll see. Let's see what happens with that. I think I want to make it instead of the player positioning. I want to make it wherever the cursor is at. That does. It does nothing. Is what that does. If mouse pressed, create it on instance. Can I see? So sprite design. Be a reason. Probably spawning them and just couldn't see them. New feature, invisible bullets. There it goes. But the image angle is that way. So direction should be how would we do that? And also, why is the direction of the of the player that way? We need to update that every time we press A and D. What are we listening to here? Is just a negative or positive number? What is this? Just one? I don't know what that should be. One is that way. What about negative one? Negative one is still that way. Why is negative one? Why is that the case? Do we make this relative? Relative to what, though? No. Set direction towards a specified point. There we go. That's what we want. And this is mouse X and mouse Y. That would give us what we want, I think. I hope that that's going to be what I expect it to be. Yeah. There we go. So now I can shoot these. Except for they're giant. Is it the size of those? don't know if we set the size here or if we better to set the size here or what? Let's see. Let me see how this does it. Object bullet. When it created the object bullet in this tutorial, what size did it make it? Object player. The player is that size. Yeah, and then there's that. This doesn't show any. We can just size down the speed, essentially. We're also gonna put the we can't put the origin point there. Let's see. We can make that the origin point. That would then, well, that messes that up, but we could set the spawn point on that as something else. Size divided by 2 or something. Yeah. On the player, because the player creates the instance relative to this, relative to that, relative to object. This is relative to the player. So what's player? No, yeah, object player. I did that wrong. Dot x. No. That's the position. What do I want? I want size. They're like a size. Height. Sprite height. Sprite height. This is X, so it's sprite width divided by 2. We're gonna put it halfway. Actually, this put it at 0. This is what we want. We're just doing height. Not relative. I should put it height-wise halfway down, which will be arm-ish. Whoa. We want it to be relative. Because it'll be that number relative to. There you go. Now it's coming at its hand. Then we also want. Eventually, we'll probably put a gun or something on it, and then it'll be relative to whatever gun you're holding. But where's the fun in that? Do that later. X is like 50. That just pushes it in a little bit. I don't know how many pixels actually is there. So that's gonna be. That's good enough. Review. All right. So we'll do on the bullets, add an event here. We're gonna delete these if they go outside the room, so they don't just memory leak everywhere. Right now it just creates the instances and it needs to create them. Now they should one second. Okay, so so what we want is let's open up the object game. I think is what we're going to use for this. May do something else though. On create. Gonna random get a random number, integer. I think this is how we want to do it. Between 1 and 10, we're going to actually, let's create a variable. We're going to call this need to wrap up and log off for a bit for the day, but let's finish this feature up. Let's do on time. And we're gonna do max spawn time. So this is max spawn time. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get a random number between that and that. That's gonna be our spawn time. I think we need a temporary. Okay, so then that. And then we're going to the alarm countdown. Alarm. And we call this spawn timer. Countdown. On time. On down. Spawn alarm. Or does it have to be? Okay, we have to do it in numbers. Okay, so 0 will be our spawn alarm. I need an alarm actually. Is that the only way to do it? Yes, that's the only way to do it. Time source? What is that? don't want we want to do alarm. Okay, alarm 0. Okay, here we go. So on alarm 0. This creates it. On create. So we want we got to set we're going to set a variable. It's timer cooldown, something, timer active or something. I think we'll have to do that so we can check 0. This is gonna set it. Then we're gonna set the variable after this. I think. On timer active. So, and then over here, when this triggers, we're going to set it to 0 because it's already triggered. At the end, we'll set it to 0 after it does its thing. Then it's gonna spawn our create instance. Over here. And it's gonna create it at we're gonna create it at we're gonna have to just create, we're gonna choose this as the spawner. Yeah, this needs to be the spawner. So we're going to create a new object. I think is what we should do. This should be spawn. That's right. Yeah. Room. Put that over here. Go away. This. We're going to spawn it. Spawn. Yeah. And then on the OG monster, we're gonna do create, set a variable just like the player. Move speed. Like that. Yep. Same thing. Boost speed. We're gonna do it like that. And then every step, we're gonna move it as if this is going. We're gonna copy this. We don't need to copy that again. Why's my cursor like this? I don't think we need current speed. Maybe speed is 1. Possibly lower. On the step, we're gonna set, just like we did up here. We're gonna set it, trying to set the speed. And pause that. We don't even need to copy it really, I could have just gonna set the speed, the horizontal speed to move speed. So it's gonna move that way, which is +1. Should be to the right. So line create, line limit speed, step speed. This is going to on trigger this set alarm. It's gonna. I don't know if that's gonna work, but we'll see what happens. See anything happening. Let's set some debug messages. Spawning monster. Oh, you know what? There's no game object in here. There we go. There was no game object, so that was never running. On monster. There it is. It's there. It's way below the. Because it's up there. So what we want to do is we want to put, let's see, object monster. Put one here and let's judge the size. We want it to be right there. We want this guy to be here. Yeah. So 0, 0 is going to be like there. So we want them to be over off the screen, like here. So let's put this right there. Yeah, then we can do this guy. Now it should spawn him visibly where you could see his whole body. Yeah. There you go. I just gotta figure out the this is gonna happen. All right, so what are you gonna do? Crap, what I'm gonna do now. This spawning monster, this happens, but so this just happens on creation though. We need to happen. It needs to happen every step. Every step it needs to. You see this random number? Every step it needs to check. Get countdown. If spawn time. Or actually, we should just check if spawn timer active. Spawn timer active. If not, spawn timer active. If not, is spawn timer active? Is equal to zero. Is not equal to 0. Right. It's gonna set it to 1. Then when it triggers, it's gonna set it to 0. So if it's equal to 0, then create a new set alarm countdown for alarm 0 to Is it not working? I might have to come back to this. Spawn timer. I'm gonna create this. Assign the variable to be 0. I'm gonna create it. It's gonna set it to 1. But then that next step is gonna check if it is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0. Which this should have already created it equal to 1. Spawn timer active. Unless it doesn't. The race condition here. Does this step get triggered? I thought this step would get triggered after the create. One time not active. So it never, the step hits before the create. I thought the create would. Okay. So on create, or on step, it needs to do that then. Create just assigns the variables. Gets a random number. That. Every time I wanted to get a random number, so every spawn, every alarm. On create, it just needs to assign the variables. Alright, welcome back to this. I'll have to fix the spawner. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. It's fun. Follow if you want to see more as I fumble through playing around with creating something. Yeah. Talk to you later.